Hello, my name is Belinda Lynn Hart, and today I am just sharing with you a little video which is of one of my newest artworks. And I thought I'd just give you a little talk through as I'm working. So what you can see here is an older artwork that has been laying around for a while, and I didn't like the look of it anymore, and I wanted to start again. So here I am, just covering it a little bit with some pretty cheap black gesso and scraping the gesso off in areas. And you can see on the highlights there that there's a whole lot of texture that's sitting there on the board, and I know that will show through in the end. So that is what I'm embracing at the moment. This next part is now the gesso has dried, and I'm just starting to block in with white paint the area of the girl that I'm going to create today. Because this is black, obviously, and we want the colours to be quite vibrant, that's why I'm just blocking it in with white. And you can see here I am starting on the background, which I don't really know at this stage what I'm actually doing. I don't have a set idea in my head. I'm just sort of playing around with the different colours and using a fairly dry brush, using my finger there and just getting in some of those colours. But what I'm really loving when I work like this, I've done a few pieces like this, which is overworking on another artwork, is that you get, as I just mentioned before, all those lovely colours and things, textures that are coming in from whatever it is that's underneath. I've just got a little spray bottle there, so that spray bottle has just got water in it. You can see I'm just having a bit of a spray. I'm using a variety of different paints in this artwork. I know that because I'm going to be drawing, I like to use a lot of matte paints. The Matisse structure paints that you could see I was using there are one of my favourites, but they don't always work so good with drawing on the top because they do have a bit of a sheen to them. So I know that I have a variety of different paints that I'm using. So here I've just got a pencil and I'm blocking in the face. I'm not particularly precious about where the shape. I'm just kind of letting it find itself and working out, where the hands go. I know that if I need to go in and change anything, I can just, add a little bit more black or add a little bit more white to work out where things are going. And here you can see, as I'm still working, it's picking up the pencil as I think I actually used a water-soluble pencil there. So the little bits of grey shading are really just as the white paint goes on, a little bit more of the pencil marks that are being picked up. I think right now I'm looking for something, which is why there's a bit of a pause. I think I'm looking for some ink or something like that. I'll be back in a moment, I think. Oh, some paints. So there you go. So that's the Ceramcoat paint that I'm using there. And that's one of my ones I really like to use, as I was just mentioning, for faces where I know that I'm going to use pencil over the top. It's a nice matte paint. For those of you in Australia, there's also some lovely little matte paints from Spotlight that I like to use as well. Those Ceramcoat ones I've bought online. The Sonia's paints, they're nice and matte as well. I really do. I get pulled in by the colours and the drawing. So you can see here I'm just refining a little bit more where the hands are. I think I had a problem with my camera there, so this is why we're back to this stage. So all I've really done there is continue to add colour I'm going in with my pencils to find those details of the eyes. At the start, I've just used a black in there, but I'm sure I'm looking for a few different paints as I'm going there to get the colours and build up the texture and the colours of the face. And you can see as soon as I put in those little bits of the white, she starts to come together. And even though that might not be the final, I do find that helps me find the character of what I'm creating. Once I get those eyes in and the little highlights of, the shoulders and the nose and chin and arms. And I might do that quite a few times during the course of the artwork. Now, I do work with a variety of different pencils as well. I am a coloured pencil artist, so I do have a large variety. And really what I'm doing here is, when I'm working in my mixed media work, it will depend on, there's no hard or fast rules. I'm testing all the different ones because sometimes one brand will work better depending on what surface I have underneath than another. So generally I'm kind of playing around and seeing which ones are holding and sticking. And I will put paint over these layers as well. So it really isn't necessarily a pencil marks that you will see at the end. It could be, it might not be. It's really just playing around and seeing what's working and defining the features at the moment. And when I work with mixed media, I tend to, work in different sections. Obviously, the paint has to dry in other areas, so I might work with the fine details and the areas of the face, and then while that's drying, then I'll move on to perhaps the background or, the dress or some other area while the other paint is drying. I know here I'm just kind of building up those skin tones and the shadows in the skin to make those areas pop out a little bit more. And don't get my finger in there. And then getting those details now with the pencil. So I start to get the pencil in the background and a whole bunch of different things. So what I might do is just leave you with that now. I did have a break in the video. I apologise at the end, so you don't get to see all the final details of this one. But I guess this really just gives you a bit of an overview of the way that I worked on this piece. And I hope you find it of interest. So please enjoy and leave any comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought. Thank you.